Well, what an exciting victory that was, huh? Boys got it done. Boys got it done in the builder's backyard. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be able to go with these boys, but just love the adventure while we can, huh? Let's go to Teepee Town. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Evan Brickley here, starting off Block Sports coverage of Soccer Club FC versus Chiefs Tribe. Well, what an amazing game that Soccer Club FC had last time, a 3-2 victory after a 2-0 deficit at halftime. A team that's taking the world by storm, and just unbelievably, against all the odds, have won all the matches that they have needed to so far. I'm joined, of course, by my color commentator, Don Studson. Don, tell us a little bit about what makes this team so different in Soccer Club FC? Yes, well, Evan, it seems like they are, again, like you said, against all the odds, putting together a really, really impressive string of wins here. You have to say the thing that sets them apart is their determination, their grit. These players know how to play together, really, and you can see that in their games. They know that they know their ins, they know their outs, and they play to their strengths wherever they can. I'm really excited to see how they fare against Chiefs Tribe today. All right, well, before we send it down to the field, I'm getting word that our sideline reporter, Jenna Bricks, is here to report a special sideline report. Jenna, what do you have for us?
Yes, hi. I'm hearing interesting word that there's some inner turmoil in between the Soccer Club FC team. Block Sports is here to report first that Eddie Diamond is looking to leave Soccer Club FC. After some reports here recently that he's been upset with his goal production and his role with the team, he may be looking to move on. Sources are saying it's hard to determine whether this is a now problem or a later problem for Eddie Diamond, but really to be on the lookout for things of this nature coming soon.
Well, what an interesting report. Eddie Diamond of Soccer Club FC being the first member potentially to leave, and an awkward time as a game is about to start. I believe we're going to send it down to the field. An amazing waterfall basking in the background of this amazing setting here. Chiefs Tribe with a very nice venue here. The sun is shining over the hills as our teams take the field once again. Boa Feather, one of the midfielders for Chiefs Tribe. Of course, Deputy Hersey, his match opponent. One person you have to look out for is Teepee from Chiefs Tribe here. A very clinical finisher and very good on the ball. Well, again, it seems like Soccer Club FC are dealing with the standard smaller goal for the opponent's bigger goal for themselves. We'll see if they can overcome some of these deficits here as we kick off and are ready to go. Baron Von Side, initial move. Passing it back now to Deputy Hersey, who's going to take a shot, shoot, and it just goes wide. But now Baron Von Side getting the ball back, and it's flipped up ahead. It looks like the field today is a little larger than we're used to here. Another shot. Baron Von Side trying to take it back. Seems like there's no power-ups out there, Don. What is this all about?
Maybe a little gamesmanship from Chiefs Tribe here. A shot on goal.
Flipped up ahead. Freddie Fitt gets in the way. What an absolute idiot Freddie Fitt is. Bob Sheriff trying to corral that ball, and Deputy Hersey seemingly going to go back and see if there's any power-ups to use. Now is going to collect one, the joystick. Still 0-0 as Deputy Hersey now taking it all the way up, using the power-up, getting denied. He'll shoot again. And not there this time. Well, the space is really allowing Soccer Club FC to do some good things here. Well, from Chiefs Tribe's first shot on target, a goal, a horrible deflection out from Prima Donna into the back of the net.
Yeah, you have to say that Soccer Club FC are still seeing some of those same issues where they're getting lots of shots on target, but they just are not converting their chances.
Good trip from Sir Tripalot. Sir Dribble-Lot, actually. That's a good nickname I just came up with him there. Sir Dribble-Lot now with the ball again. Flipping on up ahead to no one. Deputy Hersey trying to intercept and does. Sir Dribble-Lot passing it forward. Here's Baron von Side looking to make something happen here. A shot, and that angle is going to be very difficult to convert anything, as now Deputy Hersey looking to do something in the midfield. He can. Shooting, not scoring. Another deflection here. And now, as the time comes down to, oh my goodness, another great move. But stopped again. Bob Sheriff now taking it. Here's Eddie Diamond. Flicked on out by the goalkeeper. Now stepping up is Bob Sheriff. A good deflection there. Flipped up ahead, the rocket being used. And a goal from Deputy Hersey.
Yep, well, you had to say they're going to have to get very creative here. That is Deputy Hersey's 14th goal of the season. Flipped up and in. 1-1.
Eddie Diamond now, as the first half is coming to a close. A 1-1 scoreline going into half.
Well, an excellent game, a very wide open game. You can see that Chiefs Tribe just have some potentially better players on the other team. They are converting at an alarmingly well rate. 7 shots on target for Soccer Club FC, but only 1 goal, and 1 shot, 1 goal from Chiefs Tribe.
Well, let's send it on down to Steve Bennett and the boys for the Block Sports Halftime Show. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Block Sports Halftime Show. I'm, of course, Steve Bennett, joined today by my co-analysts Richard Taylor and Duck Jackson. Well, boys, very interesting match so far, obviously. 1-1 going into halftime here. Richard, can you tell a little bit to us about what sorts of things you're looking for, what sorts of things you saw in that first half that are giving Chiefs Tribe or potentially anyone else a little bit of trouble?
Yes, well, I only have a brief clip to show today that really exemplifies the difference between these two teams. If we can take a look now, you'll see here that Soccer Club FC do a good job. Lots of space here, and this is the only shot on target the entire match from Chiefs Tribe, and it was a goal. It really is the difference here that a singular shot on target provided the Chiefs Tribe's singular goal, and you can watch, and maybe I can skip around a little bit to find a couple chances for them. Maybe I'm having a harder time, but you'll see shot on target, no goal. Here's Ben Van Side collecting. They're just having a little bit of trouble getting that together. So that's really the difference. Chiefs Tribe obviously can do this no problem, but Soccer Club FC need to figure out their finishing. All right, well, Duck, what sorts of things do Soccer Club FC need to do to sort of maybe potentially regain control of this game in the second half?
Yeah, I was thinking of I'm gonna read a short story called "The Very Hungry Caterpillar." One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through 1 apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. All right, well, obviously this second half will be very interesting, especially now the news coming out that Eddie Diamond is looking at, to be on his way out. Richard, what do you think about that? Eddie Diamond potentially on his way out for Soccer Club FC.
Yes, well, Eddie Diamond has been sort of a rougher player for them. He's been involved in some pretty important goals in their history, but you can see that the volume of goals and the volume of assists from him just isn't as much as the other players. You can see maybe he's looking to be involved in a different team. It's hard to say at this point.
All right, well, why don't we send it on down to Evan Brickley and Don Studson after this commercial break.
Doritos triangles that explode in your mouth. Blasts of sour, notes of spice, fire from your ears. Frisbee.
Frisbee? Ouch.
When taste kicks in, other senses fade out.
All right, well, welcome back to Block Sports coverage of Soccer Club FC versus Chiefs Tribe, 1-1 going into this second half. I believe that they are ready to start it down on the field. Don, are you ready with me?
I'm ready, Evan.
All right, here we go. Second half action brought forth by our teams here. Again, looking for those power-ups can be the difference here. An immediate interesting shot here. Bob Sheriff going to flip it up. Rocket being used again. What is happening? And no goal. Officially no goal there. As it ping-ponged back and forth between Bob Sheriff looking to intervene here. Can he? Flipped up ahead now. Baron Von Side. Can he do something with the ball? The confused Bob Sheriff there. Gonna flip it over. Here's the rocket again. And this time it goes in. Bob Sheriff with a goal that makes all the difference.
Yep, well, it seems like that's going to be their strategy going into the second half, is just get some power-ups and let the power-ups do the work. It's hard enough out here for them. Why not make it harder?
Good power-up used there. Baron Von Side finding some space now. He's going to shoot. It goes just wide. Eddie Diamond getting some space in the middle, shooting, but only going as far as the goalkeeper. Look how wide open this game is for these teams. Really good pass from Bob Sheriff there. Eddie Diamond. Can he do something with it? He'll shoot. It's deflected. Bob Sheriff now a shot. Deflected again. Bob Sheriff grabbing this one. Interesting decision there from Bob Sheriff as he gives the ball up. Deflected now in the midfield. And Eddie Diamond now with the ball. A singular skill move, a shot. Just high. Can Baron Von Side put this one in? He cannot. Deputy Hersey grabbing this one now. Pushing it through the midfield, getting past the Chief. One move, a shot. Can Baron Von Side put it in? No. Eddie Diamond now. Again, another shot. It's back and forth action here. Baron Von Side now. A 2-1 lead. exchange of similar power-ups, and Baron von Side just looking for an opportunity here. He will take a skill move, a shot, deflected. It seems like they are just comfortable to let this go. Bob Sheriff now up ahead. Deputy Hersey putting on the moves. Baron von Side, can he make it 3? He cannot. The ball explodes. But I think that's going to do it, Don. 2-1 victory for Soccer Club FC. Oh, lackadaisical second half there. Bob Sheriff, of all people, taking command and getting that second goal that ultimately wins the game. Only 2 shots on target from Chiefs Tribe. What a very awesome game. Well, could this be the last match for Eddie Diamond? We shall see soon. Over to Freddy Fit with the update on the Magic Wrench, I believe.
Victory at Boulder Cliff Canyon. Let's go over to Freddy Fit.
Okay, let's see what the wise chief can tell us. The totem pole should be able to point you in the right direction. Let's see what it reveals. Now, the wise chief seems to think that the Brickster can be followed through this magic portal to the Knight's Kingdom. Well, seeing you arrive, the Brickster makes good his escape. Again. Where can he be off to next? Cedric explains that the gateway is a magic portal to the Arctic, and he will only allow a winning team through.
Looks like another game.
Okay, on to Cedric's Castle, I believe. Yep. Yep, that's how we're going to have to be winning those games. I don't know, man. What sorts of things do we need to change out here? I don't know. I don't know. My mind starts to race a little bit thinking about it. But, let's do it. See you in the next one.